This movie is a hot mess, but I gotta be honest, I still had a lot of fun with it. Welcome to Bite Size Bunny, my name's Tony, and today we are going to be talking about the Super Mario Galaxy movie. In the Super Mario Galaxy movie, Rosalina has been kidnapped by Bowser Jr., and now it is up to the Super Mario Brothers and friends to save her. The story in this film is very simple. It's honestly almost non-existent at times. This is one of those adventures where a bunch of events are loosely stringed together to get you from point A to point B. It's kind of just a bunch of stuff happening just to have it happening, and we're just gonna act like it's a plot. Despite there being a few story beats that pop up here and there that actually seem like they would have made for interesting movies. Like, for example, we kind of get a brief glimpse at Princess Peach's origin story and how she's tied to Rosalina, as well as their relationship with each other, and that element is actually interesting and honestly could have made for a whole movie on its own. But it kind of only makes up like 5-10 minutes of screen time, and then we're back to the shenanigans. It honestly feels like you're watching 3 episodes of a Super Mario Brothers TV show, but instead of them being like 3 consecutive episodes, it's 3 random episodes that take place within the same season. And this film is way more focused on setting up a Nintendo cinematic universe, more so than telling a self-contained story. That all being said though, I'll be honest, I'm definitely excited to see where Nintendo goes next from here. This movie did succeed at getting me excited for the future of Nintendo movies. The new characters are definitely the scene stealers of the movie. I really liked what they did with Rosalina, Yoshi, and Fox McCloud. They were definitely the highlight and welcome additions to the cast. But I also gotta say, Princess Peach was surprisingly a standout character here as well. Those 4 characters were my favorites of the cast, and I definitely felt like what they were doing with those characters was significantly more interesting than anything that was happening with Mario and Luigi. And like the previous movie, Mario continues to be the least interesting character in his own film, but also I kind of feel like that's probably the case with Mario's existence in the grand scheme of Nintendo in general. Don't get me wrong, I love Mario, but there are definitely other characters and things within the Mario universe that I think are more interesting than Mario himself. And that does feel very evident here in Super Mario Galaxy, the movie. I will say, despite this movie being very light on plot, it's got plenty of scenes that are fun, they're charming, they're cute. It definitely made me laugh out loud more than a few times. I think there's plenty of fun to be had here. And I will say, from a presentation standpoint, this movie is great. I think visually it's stunning. I really like the animation, and whenever they're going to different planets and galaxies, it is gorgeous. And the way they go about using the film score throughout the experience is wonderfully handled. It's the perfect balance of having songs that you recognize and love, but also introducing new modern renditions of those classic songs that we have that nostalgia for and doing something interesting and unique with them. And I gotta say, I was pleasantly surprised by the action sequences in this film. There are some genuinely great ones sprinkled throughout the experience. There's some pretty cool camera work that's used throughout the action sequences, and then also the way they go about incorporating the various power-ups does feel like they are setting the groundworks for an eventual Super Smash Bros. Movie, which initially wasn't something I was all that interested in. It feels like the perfect recipe for a fan service nightmare. It still could be that, but if they manage to maintain the charm of the various characters that they introduce into this movie while also keeping the same level of quality with the action, and then actually introduce a story that is somewhat interesting and fun to follow, I think that's a pretty solid recipe for a rock-solid Smash Brothers movie. But overall, while I think the Super Mario Brothers movie was a better made movie, I also was kind of underwhelmed by how safe they played things with that experience. So while the Super Mario Galaxy movie is a bit messier in its execution, I did have more fun watching it and kind of appreciated the fact that they just kind of went all out with it and just embraced the weird side of the Nintendo universe. Despite its flaws, I had a fun time with this one. I'm going to be giving the Super Mario Galaxy movie a 6.5 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review. Like, subscribe, and all that YouTube stuff. And what Nintendo character do you want to see get an animated movie next? I'd love to know.